Hi guys, so I just got back from a 6-day week. I filmed the first part of this video on the 29th. So today is, let me show you. Today is December 4th. So that's 6 days. And like I said at the beginning of the video, I can usually get my wig to last from a week to a week and a half. This week was rough. I was very active this week. So if you work a 9-to-5 job, you could probably get this to stay for a full like 2 weeks. But given the nature of my job, sometimes it's high octane and then other times it's not. So yeah, this is what I'm working with. So I'm going to show you in the front. I mean, it looks trash everywhere, but in the front it's not as trashy, but then as you get along the hairline, especially right here, you can clearly see where the lace and the cap underneath it has been lifted. Now, for some reason, I wasn't able to get time to take my wig off tonight. I would have just styled it tomorrow in a middle part and then had it just like this so you couldn't see the sides, and just put a little bit of my Got To Be Glue freeze spray right here to keep it tacked down for the day. But it's time to take this wig off. So what I am going to do is use my alcohol. This is 91% alcohol. And you just take some paper towel and soak it with the alcohol. So what I'm doing is I'm just rubbing the paper towel along my hairline because that's the only place where the glue is. When the alcohol starts to dry up, you add more. Now, if you have a particularly tacked down spot, like where it just refuses to lift with the rubbing, you just hold the paper towel to that spot and then it will lift eventually. So since my sides are already lifting, it's only the top really that is really tacked down still. So as you can see, that's already lifting like that. And after I take off my wigs, I do wash and deep condition them until I'm going to wear them again. Now this one I am not going to be wearing again, so I am still going to wash and deep condition it, but I am not going to be putting it back on when I go back to work. I'm going to be wearing a different wig. I have the next 2 days off, so I usually do this process when I'm about to have 2 days off. I don't do this when I know I have to work the next day because it's just too time consuming. Now, I know there's this stigma about lace glue and it taking out your edges. It will only take out your edges if you remove it incorrectly. So if you do this method and take your time, you will not lose your edges. Just saying. And you want to gently rub because you don't want to mess up your lace or pull out excess hairs on your lace. Alright, so this is where we are right now. This is all lifted. Now you can see, well, I will zoom you in. Let me zoom you in. So this is what we're looking like. So this is all lifted, but as you can see, the wig cap is lifting with the wig. So you can't just take the wig cap off either because that's tacked down with the Got To Be Glued freeze spray. And if you try to do that with the Got To Be Glued freeze spray, you will rip your edges out. So I take the back of the wig and I just like to pull it forward. Take my spray bottle with some water in it. You can also mix oil in with this. And just spray where the cap meets the lace. And that will loosen the bond. So you see that? So the cap is sticking to the wig. and not to your edges. So this is what the wig looks like after you take it off. So obviously when you take your wig off, you are going to have to wash and soak the edges in alcohol to get that glue off. Or you could just wait till it dries and peel it off, whichever. But yeah, this is what my hairline looks like. Now all this you see right here, this is all got to be glued. This is not the bold hold, because remember the bold hold was up here. So everything you see right here, this is all the got to be glued free spray. So I'm going to be getting in the shower, doing an apple cider vinegar rinse. I don't take my braids down every time I take my wig off, obviously. I just do an apple cider vinegar rinse and put a little bit of conditioner around my edges and just rub. Now you might be noticing that it's just a tad bit red around here. That goes away. But yeah, I'm saving my edges this way. And as you can see, they're definitely growing back from my postpartum shedding. I still have a little bit of a bald spot right here, but it's nowhere near as bad as it was. All my little hairs are growing back. And using this method to take my wigs off is definitely helping that. So also, obviously, I'm going to have to cut the string right here to take the rest of the cap off. You cannot reuse this cap. I know there might be someone out there that, you know, wants to, because maybe they don't want to have to put a new cap on every time. You have to put a new cap on every time. You cannot reuse this. And my braids are still intact. They're still nice and tight. And this is what the back looks like. So I'm going to get in the shower, do my post wig removal routine, and I will be right back. Now, after you get out of the shower, you might get itchy right along your hairline. I think it's normal, because that happens to me every time, and my edges are still growing back. So, I mean, don't feel like something's wrong or that you're having like a reaction or anything. It's always itchy for me right along here. After I take my wig off. So I did the vinegar rinse, and the reason I use vinegar is because over the days your scalp will start to build up oils, because that's just what your scalp does. It releases oils, and since you have braids in, the oils really can't penetrate through the entire mass of your hair because it's braided up. It only builds up near the roots. So what the vinegar does, it breaks up all that oil, so you don't have like a whole bunch of oil on your scalp. It like breaks up the oil, and then when you rinse it out, all that oil and vinegar mixture runs out of your hair, and it allows your scalp to once again start the process of producing more oil. But at least you won't feel like your scalp can't breathe because of the amount of oil buildup. So as you can see, I wasn't able to get all of the gel out of my hair, but I did get a majority of it. Now when you finally take your braids down, which for me is probably going to be like 2 months from now, you just have to make sure that you massage oil into the parts of your braids that does have gel in it, that will break up the gel and prevent your hair from breaking, because gel does dry out your hair strands, just in case you didn't know. Unless you're like mixing it with oil or something, which obviously I didn't do because I wanted the got to be free spray to make the cap stick. Any kind of gel is going to dry out your hair. So when I take my braids down, which I might show you in another video, I do massage coconut oil into my edges just to make sure that when I'm taking down the base of my braids right here, I don't have any breakage that doesn't need to happen. All right, so this is a mixture of a whole bunch of stuff. I will leave it up here on the screen. I'm just using this bottle to contain it because it has a dropper. Now, if you have one of those Sally's squeeze bottles with the long needle point where you can get into your braids, that will work too, but this is what I had. So, like I said, I'll leave up here on the screen what is in this mixture. It's just a whole bunch of stuff I picked up from my health food store. And the concoction was originally from watching Natural 85's videos. Now, I've been watching her for like years and years and years and years and years. I watched her through 2 Big Chops. So now she has her own hair care brand. I haven't tried it out yet because I'm still using all her great DIYs. I'll leave her channel down below in the description box and the link to the direct video on how I made this hair growth concoction. But what I also have in here is a numbing agent. It's a liquid antiseptic that usually is used for prepping the skin before waxing. Now, I don't know if that's like okay, honestly, like use that at your own risk. But I find that those anti-itch oils that you can get from the drugstore don't really help. Tea tree oil helps, you know, for a little bit, but I feel like the antiseptic makes the itch go away entirely, which is what I like. I don't like my head to itch. So that's the one ingredient where you use at your own risk, but everything else is meant to be put in your hair and on your skin. So I'm just moving this along the sections of my braids, just like that. And then at the very base of my neck, where my cornrows are braided up into themselves, I am putting some too. Basically, I'm nourishing my scalp in preparation for putting on a new wig. Now, I'm not actually going to be putting on a new wig until like 2 days from now, but it's still good to take care of your hair while your wig is off, since you can't really get at your scalp when your wig is on. Now, as far as sew-ins go, I wouldn't use this for a sew-in because it's oil-based, so it will get your sew-in oily, and then you just have to wash it, which kind of negates the oils. I mean, you know what I mean? Like if you wash your hair because your hair gets too oily, then the oils that you just placed on your scalp have been rinsed away. So I don't suggest using this concoction for a sew-in because it's kind of like not gonna do anything. So here I just have some Jamaican black castor oil. This is one of the things I have been using to help regrow my little baby hairs right here. So I just stick a toothbrush in it. This is my hair toothbrush, not what I use to brush my teeth. And I literally just brush it along my edges. Now, when I'm not wearing a wig, I do this every night. But when I am wearing my wigs, I do it once a week. Basically, whenever I take my wigs off. Now, I'm the type of person that likes to change up their hair a lot. So sometimes I'll, wear a wig for like a week or maybe only for a couple of days. But I do the same routine every time I take my wig off, no matter how long I've had it on for. And this has definitely been helping regrow my edges. And I also put some on the edges in the back. And that's pretty much my entire routine, guys. So you've seen me apply my wigs, you've seen me wear it, and now you've seen me take it off. And like I said, this is literally the same routine I do for every wig that I wear, except if I don't need to add any lace glue. Now, if I'm wearing a full wig that doesn't have any kind of closure and it's got a full bang, I obviously don't glue it down. I just use some bobby pins. But anytime that I need to glue my lace down, this is the method, or the method that I showed you. That's what I do, and this is how I take it off. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. We are getting really raw because obviously I'm here up in my bonnet. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up and press the subscribe button down in the description box so you don't miss any more content from me. And I hope to see you in the next one.